Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening on, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, on today's conversation, yours truly, Donald J. Trump, seen doing what he does best, continuing to cause harm and raising everybody's pressure and just, continuing to be a first class. I wouldn't say first class, just a top tier classless individual. The reason why I bring this up is because recently the world lost a prolific individual, a very famous actor, director, writer. You name it, he served in so many positions. I'm talking about the one, the only Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner was an American film director, screenwriter, producer, actor, and political activist. He's also he was the son of Carl Reiner and Estelle Reiner. So he comes from a great family in the world of entertainment. But also he grew a massive resume. And sadly, he was recently killed. Him and his wife, now in real time, they have his son in custody, saying he's responsible for the incident. Right now it has been, cause of death is ruled a homicide. He was 78 years old, extremely sad. And one thing we've had during that weekend when that had occurred, you had a shooting at Brown University. You had a shooting in Australia that was purposely attacking the Jewish community. So that was a terrorist attack right there. And then you have the killing of a husband and wife, potentially by their child, and who's he's a grown man, but that's their kid. But the reason why I'm calling out Donald Trump is because, as every true leader should always respond with not just thoughts and prayers, but just share, discuss the career, what he brought to this world. Instead, he makes it about him. I told y'all, Donald Trump is not married to anybody but himself. He is a party of himself. He thinks nothing but himself. That's all he cares about. And it sickens me, the fact that he made this whole thing about himself. And so we're going to talk about that later on the show. Also, Bernie Sanders, U.S. Senator out of Vermont, independent, one of the only, small handful of independents that serve on the U.S. Senate, is basically pitching a 4-day work week. Now, I don't know about y'all. By a show of hands, who would like to have a 4-day work week? I think that's quite a good pitch right there. Also, actor, comedian, radio host D.L Hughley calls out Nicki Minaj. We'll share why he's doing so, and then if we have some time, the Office star blasts Quentin Tarantino. Probably wondering why. Well, we're going to talk about it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into yet another great episode, another great conversation. I truly appreciate it. For those who are watching us right now on our YouTube channel, if you haven't done so yet, Look, and you're new to the channel, subscribe if you want to catch more great clips and YouTube shorts and episodes. Please subscribe to our channel, The Arrington Gavin Show YouTube channel. We got a lot of great content and more to come, my friends. Also, for those who are watching us on Facebook, like us, follow us. We want to keep that momentum going, and I truly appreciate it. Also, you can watch past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on Goatverse TV. That's right, Goatverse TV. Ways you can check out those shows is by downloading the Goatverse TV app. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. And then you can listen to us on the go wherever you get your podcast. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. And then lastly, you can listen to us on the radio airwaves. We're available in the New Orleans area, WBOK 1230 a.m., where you can tune into the show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then also in the Houston area, Afro Vibes Radio, you can listen to the Arrington Gavin Show Mondays at 12 p.m. Central Time. And then you can listen to us in the Metro Atlanta area on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, where you can listen into the show 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time weeknights. All right, now that I got that going, how's everybody doing this evening? How are y'all doing? Y'all doing good? That's dope. That's dope. Well, I just left the gym. You know, on these days I am I meet up with a trainer. It's always important to take care of your body. You always want to make sure you want to add more years, not take away more years. Because see, it's easy to take more years, and what I mean by that is it's easy to eat the food that we're not supposed to eat and do the things we're not supposed to do to our bodies because it pleases us, right? Like junk food for me, oh, that pleases me. Having a good cigar or having a good drink, that I enjoy that. I love it and I enjoy it. But I know if I continue to put stuff that's not always too good and not put the good stuff or take care of this body, then it's going to have effects. So it's important that you stay active. I'm not saying you always have to meet up with you have to meet with a trainer, but I'm just saying, get up, move your body, stretch, be as active as you can, my friends, because we got to take care of our temple. You hear me? We have to take care of our body. So yeah, I'm feeling a little sore at the moment, but fortunate to again it didn't hurt my face or anything neck above. So now that means I could keep talking. But the body's hurting right now. The body's hurting. Anyways, y'all. We got to talk about your present, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna head to a quick commercial break. And well, actually, before we do that, I wanted to share quick follow up. I don't know if y'all have heard, but the old one of hit movie when I was a kid, called Holes, Holes, like digging a hole, and it starred Shia LaBeouf. It starred, who else was in that movie? It was a little bit of everybody in that movie, but really, actually, let me just give you the cast of that film. It stars Shia LaBeouf, Cleo Thomas. I don't know how to pronounce her name. It is Sigourney Weaver, John Voight, just to name a few, Patricia Arquette. It was some stars in this film, but this was a Disney film, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was, yeah, it was a Disney film. And anyway, there was rumors that they were going to be making a reboot, almost like a gender swap reboot. We've seen films like the Oceans films do a gender reboot. I don't know exactly which number that Oceans was, but Oceans 11, 12, all that stuff, that starred all men. Well, they did a swap and had all women. It was a hit. Now, have I seen a second one in the making or possibly make one? No. Now, I think that means that it really didn't capitalize the way they wanted to. So the reason why I'm bringing this story up is because Holes, which was all the main cast was all men, except for just maybe two or three. And they were talking about, okay, let's do a reboot, but this time do a gender swap. Well, that is no longer moving forward. A reports here by Deadline.com says Holes gender swapped reboot pilot not going forward at Disney Plus. Says here that the Disney Plus is not proceeding with its pilot Holes in the reimagining of Louis Saccart's 1998 novel and the 2003, wow, that was in 2003 Disney movie adaptation with a female lead. Now, Shia LaBeouf, Shea Rudolph, the Babysitters Club, led the cast of the pilot, which also includes Greg Kinnear and Addie Bryant. I'll be honest, I don't know any of these people, but hey, what else is new? Expectations were high for this project for Disney branded entertainment, with a writer's room commissioned and once of the tax credits awarded to Disney in August earmarked for the potential series. Okay. Now, but also was the bar for the reboot, and decision was ultimately made not going forward with it. Says here that the new Holes was to follow Haley, a teenage girl sent to detention camp where the ruthless warden forces the campers to dig holes for a mystery purpose. I'll be honest. It's like, I can see, I'm glad they didn't succeed this as a reboot, because it looks, in the way I'm just reading this now, I feel like it would have been a flop. Because Holes was not made to be a sequel nor a reboot. It wasn't. Now, I understand why they do reboots, because a lot of folks are not fans of reboots. They say, well, give them some for the next generation to, to check out and to, hear the same story. But just replay that same freaking film. Like, not everything deserves to be a reboot. Just go based off the original. The original film can be made in so many different forms. It's on. I'm looking on streaming platforms right now, and I see films that I haven't seen since I was a kid. So I'm like, you can always go back and show the youth, hey, look, this was a film that I watched when I was your age, and this is one of my favorite ones. And then that kid could be like, oh, that's one of my favorite ones too. That's how you keep the generations being aware of the great, projects that were back then when they weren't here on this earth. So it's just, I'm glad they didn't succeed a reboot, because it would have been a waste of time. I've seen reboots flop tons of times. I think we all have. So I'm happy that did not work out. So that was just a little quick follow-up with you all, because they came across my feed. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind sharing about this here on the show. But listen here, we're going to take a commercial break. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. Do not change that dial. We'll be right back.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Goldverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, what is happening? What is happening? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. As I mentioned earlier, want to start it off by talking about your president, because as I mentioned earlier, I consider him one classless individual, a person that has absolutely no respect for anybody but himself, who doesn't care about anybody but himself, and turns every moment, good, bad, into bring the attention back to me. This is why this happened. The reason why this car accident happened was because they didn't drive with I don't know. I'm just saying they did not support me in this race. The reason why they got robbed is because they did not support me. The reason why they passed away is because they did not support me. And so it truly just, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. It doesn't surprise me. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I don't know if y'all, heard, but let me see here. Looking for the reason why I am hold on, guys, give me 1 second. Over here multitasking. And so the reason why I brought this up is because Rob Reiner, and I don't know if y'all have heard of this, if y'all haven't heard of him, please look him up. He is, I mean, an icon in the world of TV and film. Now, I first heard about this guy from an old show called All in the Family. All in the Family, that starred Archie, I don't remember the name, the real guy's name, but his character was Archie Bunker. And from that show, you have the Jeffersons. That was a spinoff of that show, and then so many others. I think that was oh gosh, what was the gentleman's name? He's deceased, but what was that guy's name? Lord have mercy. Norman Lear. That was a Norman Lear sitcom, but Rob Reiner played as one of the main characters on that show, and that's how we all, got to know and love him. From 1971 to 1979, he started that film, a role that he earned 2 Emmys. Now, in his whole career, he received numerous accolades: 2 Primetime Emmys, a Hugo Award. He earned nominations for an Academy Award, a British Academy Film, and 9 Golden Globe Awards. He was honored with the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1999, received the Chaplin Award at the Film and Lincoln Center in 2014. 3 of his films have been inducted into the National Film Registry. Films that he is behind, some of his acting credits: Throw Mama from the Train, that was in 87, Sleepless in Seattle in 93, Bullets Over Broadway in 94, The First Wives Club in 96, Primary Colors in 98, Ed TV 99, and then Wolf of Wall Street in 2013. Now, his directorial credits, we see here A Bucket List, When Harry Met Sally, Princess Bride, Stand By Me, A Few Good Men, Misery, one of my all-time favorite films, The American President. I mean, hits, all of them where he received numerous credits for. But in addition to his career as a, behind the camera and in front of the camera, he was also known for his political views and activism. Now, he was a liberal activist. There's no shocker there. Excuse me. He was a co-founder of the American Foundation for Equal Rights, which initiated the court challenge against California Proposition 8 that banned same-sex marriage in the state. In 1998, he chaired the campaign to pass California Proposition 10, the California Children and Families Initiative. He's been very involved. Let's just put it out there. I'm not going to name everything because it's a long list, but he was very much involved. On December 14th of 2025, him and his wife Michelle were found dead in their home in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. Now, the sad thing is their daughter had discovered their bodies, and they, as of right now, they had their son in custody, because I'm reading this in real time here. Because by the time y'all tune into this show, things happen each and every time. But they had their son in custody, their own son in custody, saying he's responsible for this homicide, which is it really, really shakes you up, because I'm like, wow, how can someone do that to their own parents? You know what I mean? And their son had been battling serious addictions, drug addictions. I believe they made that into a film back in the day, talking about his story. And it's disgusting. Now, what makes it even more disgusting, y'all, here's the thing. This one makes it even more disgusting. You have this clown in Washington who should be the leader of, being a leader, just in general, being a leader. Just be a leader. That's all we ask. That's all we ask, sir. Can you just be a leader for 2 seconds? Can you please? No. Here's what Donald Trump says. He wrote on his Truth Social, a very sad thing happened. His reaction, he says here, hold on. He said, a very sad thing happened. Stating Reiner and his wife reportedly died due to the anger he caused others with Trump derangement syndrome. So the president, who doesn't have any information in front of his hands at all, only finding out that somebody was stabbed to death, him and his wife, who are in their 70s around the holiday season, he says, well, he died due to the cause of anger. He caused the anger due to the Trump derangement syndrome. He's the cause of it. He caused it. Let me see if I can pull up, guys, the full oh yes, here we go. And I'm gonna tell you, it was funny because I pulled this off of Marjorie Taylor Greene's social media, because she reposted it, basically calling out the president. Yes, he says, very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away. Right then and there, this is about to be some BS, okay? Together with his wife Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome. What in the world? What in the world? Again, this man has he's no detective. He has no information. This is how he responds to folks who passes away. This is how he responds to people. As if he was a Trump supporter, he would try to have him receive the most highest honor in the military or in the world. He would bring down the flags. He would do all he can to talk about this, won a huge event, this and that, have a wing named after him. He would pull all the works for him. But the fact that he was not a Trump supporter, Trump decides to say, you know what? I get it. We can live in a world where we disagree politically, but since you didn't vote for me, I'm going to talk crap about you. Even though you were, I don't know, murdered. I'm going to still talk bad about you. And I'm going to tell you how bad, I'm going to say you were the cause of your death. This is the president, y'all. This is the sitting president. And this is who we have representing all the United States. He says, sometimes referred to as TDS, he was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. How disgusting, y'all. How disgusting. I'm like, that makes me sick just like reading that to you all. This man did not deserve any of this abuse at all. He did not. He did not deserve any of this. He did not deserve to lose his life. Him nor his wife deserve this. And to top it off, the leader of the free world, the leader in the White House, uses his massive platform to speak hatred towards this person, insults this person, disrespecting the not just the fans, but disrespecting the family, disrespecting his family. They have kids now. One of them, as I mentioned, is in custody. They have 3 others. They have a family. And this is how this guy, you know what? It makes me ill. But I'm gonna tell you what even pisses me off even more. So let me play you this. This is by some conservative political commentator. What is this cat's name? Breland Holland. I don't know I really don't know who that is, but he's out here defending the president's remarks. Let me go ahead and play you this.
Just know, this is not the way. We can't with one hand call out the left when they laugh at and celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination just a few weeks ago, but on the other hand, normalize, condone, and tell people to just get a sense of humor when the president makes commentary like this. The situation was tragic. A drug-addicted son killed his mother and father. Did that father have horrible political opinions that were dead wrong? Yes. Did that father make comments about Trump that were insensitive and wrong? Absolutely. Is this a moment to kick them while they're down? Absolutely not. We know better than anybody what political violence is like. They tried to kill Trump twice, and they killed Charlie Kirk. This should be a moment of unity, a moment of our nation coming together to mourn, not a moment to make light of a situation, not a moment to kick them down, certainly not a moment to make the situation political in the slightest. We can't appear to be morally superior when the left does it to us, but the second the roles are reversed and they're down, we do not kick them. We do not act like the left. That is not going to be our party. These commentary, it's frankly disgusting. No, just no.
So what's funny is this gentleman tried, in my opinion, to say, hey, look, we need to unite more. This was unacceptable by the president's behalf. But what he spoke mostly on was the left does it to us, and then when it happens to them, then we have to get attacked because we're doing the exact same thing you're doing. It's this whole well, what about you guys? What aboutisms? It's disgusting. Because here's the thing, and I'll respond to this dude. he ever say anything in regards to the president being shot at? Did he at all say, "Oh, did he say, you know what? I'm not disappointed with that." No, he didn't. He didn't. Nor do I think, and I'll have to backtrack the timeline here. But it says here, let me see if I can find this. Give me 1 second, because I'm trying to see if I can find remarks in regards to what did Rob Reiner say about Charlie Kirk, which says here, okay, this appeared at Piers Morgan, where he gave an emotional speech about how horrifying the right. Okay, so Reiner was on Piers Morgan's show, Piers Morgan Uncensored, and he gave an emotional speech about how horrifying the right influencer's death was. All right. It says here, I wish I can have the actual recorded comment. Damn, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see if I can find this. I thought I had the clip here. I really thought I had that. It says here, those touching words have reemerged on the internet in the wake of Reiner's death alongside in his home. Some have further endured the actor because his words was more than tragic despise. It reinforces my dang. I'm trying to find this, man. I apologize because I should have it. Okay, here we go. It says, during the interview with Morgan, Reiner labeled Charlie's tragic demise as an absolute horror. He said, I unfortunately saw the video of it. He said, it's beyond belief what happened to him. He also stated that what happened to the former TPUSA CEO should never happen to anybody, regardless of political leanings. Right then and there, Rob Reiner never said a negative thing about the death and the tragedy that happened to a far-right conservative activist, Charlie Kirk, somebody that they totally disagree. They are far, far away when it comes to political values and political views. But Trump will now criticize this individual and say he caused his death on himself. Look, I said it time and time again. I did not agree with anything Charlie Kirk said. I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk whatsoever. I do not agree, and I was sad just with most people. The horrific moment that happened to him, because he did not deserve to lose his life over his political views. He did not. He did not. It was a disgusting moment in our United States where a young individual who has risen to fame in the conservative movement, who grew a brand, who grew a career at a young age, he grew that all on himself. Like him or hate him, he did that himself, and he did not deserve to lose his life. So I was critical of anybody who celebrated a death. I'll tell you one thing: I don't wish harm on my worst enemies, nor do I. I will never, nor do I ever celebrate a death of somebody. Like, I'm sorry, but you don't deserve to walk on these grounds, man. That should be against the law for anybody celebrating a death, in my opinion. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And as a man of faith, I truly am against it. So I go back to our president, who makes it all about him because that's all he cares about. I mean, how low can you go? How low can you go? I mean, it's just, and then I get so sick of, well, the right will say, well, the left was celebrating Charlie's death. Who? Who? Because you keep on, you grab folks that you read in the comment list and say they're left, they're left, they're left, they're left. See, and you just say all of a sudden the whole entire left. Look, those individuals that said that does not represent anybody. They represent the negative of the world we live in. Okay, they don't. They if a person who is on the right that celebrated somebody on the left's death, I'm not going to say the right is celebrating. I'm going to say that punk right there is celebrating. That individual is celebrating. But you all of a sudden just say, oh my gosh, the left, the left, the left. And then because you have folks that disagree with Charlie Kirk or that disagrees with him receiving these credentials, with the flag, half staff, that makes you to assume that they're celebrating this man's death because they disagree with it. Like, come on now, come on. So it's great to see that you have folks on the right and the left that is coming to agreement saying that what Trump did was disgusting and they do not agree with it. But at the end of the day, it just blows my mind. Now, here's some words from Rob Reiner in regards to talking about just his thoughts on Donald Trump. Let me give you a soundbite here of the late rest in power, Rob Reiner.
We have the resilience to be able to weather this. And if we do, there's going to be a lot of repair work because it takes 250 years to build something and you can knock it down in a year. It's knocked down pretty easily. And, Benjamin Franklin said, after coming out of the convention, what do you have here? He said, well, a republic, if you can keep it. And it's only as good as we all agree that the rule of law means something and that the Constitution means something. And so we'll have to see if, it's an experiment. And we've been the longest living democracy ever. And we certainly haven't done everything right. We've done a lot of things wrong, but we go in fits and starts to move in the right direction. There was a time a woman couldn't vote. There was a time a black person couldn't vote. There was a time a black person couldn't marry a white person. There was a time where people of the same sex couldn't marry. We move forward. But this is the biggest step backward I've ever seen. And I'm hoping it's not too big a step backward that we can't bounce back and jump forward. I hope we have the resilience.
I mean, do you just hear the wisdom coming from this man? Not just the tone, but the words he's saying. What he's saying is don't give up. That's what I'm getting out of this. Do not give up, because we've had moments like this. We have this, we had that, but at the end of the day, we have an individual that is pushing us back. And that's Donald Trump. And you see why. Like, how can you disagree? How can you disagree with me by stating facts here? This individual in the White House literally ignored the fact that 2 innocent people were murdered. Instead, all he thinks about is he makes it about himself. He's like, well, he didn't like me very much, so he probably brought it on himself. And it was because of the Trump Derangement Syndrome, TDS is what they call it, is why most likely he probably is no longer here. I mean, once a accomplished, and this actor now is struggling. Like, what? Like, who made him a critic? Who made him an expert with TV and film? Dude, you had a cameo in the freaking Home Alone. You barely said 2 words. You had a reality show where you just said, you're fired. You did not make the reality show, sir. The celebs did. The concept did. You were not the star. You were just a freaking orange man pointing and said, you're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You don't have a talent, sir. You don't have a skill. What you do is continue to add more fuel to the fire of the American people. You add more harm, then you bring more harm than good. You continue to divide rather than unite, and you think of nobody but yourself. Okay? I got more. Hold on, guys, because I got some more stuff. Here's a response from Donald Trump right here. Hold on.
I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump Derangement Syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country.
Trump is doubling down on his claim that Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle might still be alive if they had been nicer about him. Trump was asked in the Oval Office about Republicans blasting his remarks, and Trump responded by declaring he wasn't a Rob Reiner fan and doubled down on his earlier claims made to Truth Social. He says Rob is one of the so-called leaders of what he calls Trump Derangement Syndrome. Trump claims Reiner made false accusations about him, including being controlled by Russia. Earlier in the day, Trump posted on Truth Social, where he claimed the murder of Rob and Michelle was, quote, reportedly due to the anger he caused others, which stems from an incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease, Trump Derangement Syndrome.
I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became.
Okay, so I thought that was more of a longer statement. My apology. I thought that was a longer statement that was going to be provided from him. But again, I mean, it's I really don't know what else to add on to the frustration I have. But again, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. I'm not. This is. I say it all the time. This is very on brand of the president. Is it discussing that, the House Speaker kind of stayed silent when this was said? Folks from Trump's administration stayed silent. I feel as though all politicians, left and right and centered, should speak out, which again, a number of them have. But folks, the family deserves an apology. They do. They deserve an apology. That's all I'm gonna say. They deserve an apology. I don't know how else to say it. Because somebody does not agree with me politically does not mean that you need to ignore and insult the deceased. Like now you're literally in a living individual that is disrespecting, spitting on the deceased. Like, how does that make you feel, America? That you have a sitting president that can care less about the horrific moment and should say, hey, look, he brought in amazing work. He was a very talented individual. He didn't agree with me. I didn't agree with his views, but no way or shape or form, no one should lose their life the way his life was lost. And look, Trump is saying Trump derangement. We don't know what was the cause. We really don't. The only information that I currently have was that Mr. Reiner and his son was having an argument at another celebrity's Christmas party. Okay. And later on that day, daughter discovered the mother and the father brutally murdered. They're saying apparently it was because of stab wounds. Again, I'm saying all this stuff carefully because there's more to it that will come out eventually. But as of what they know now is the son is responsible for the homicide. I guess my question for you all is Trump, is he ruining his second term Is he hurting his party? Is he hurting the MAGA movement? Is this just a cry for help? Is he hurting his upcoming candidates for the midterms? Like, I mean, anything that comes out of his mouth is, I don't see any light shining. I see all darkness when he starts to speak. Like, what is he doing that's helping them? Seriously. What is he doing that is helping the administration? What is he doing that's helping his party? What is he doing? We will never know, my friends. We will never know. Look, I'm going to fast forward to this, and I want to, let's stay in the entertainment space and talk about actor, former star of one of my favorite shows, The Office, Zach Woods. Now, Zach Woods he started on The Office for quite some time, and recently he went on this rant criticizing Quentin Tarantino, which I was like, where did this come from, y'all? Where did this come from? Let me go ahead and play this clip, and then we'll talk on the other side.
Last week, I said some very harsh words about Quentin Tarantino, and after talking to my agent, I realized I owe you an apology, Mr. Tarantino. I'm literally just a nobody, and you're one of the masters of ripping off Asian directors. You rip off everyone from Hong Kong or tours to Bill Maher's barber, and you look weird as shit. And that's coming from a guy who looks like a bird had sex with another more tired bird. No one wants to see you in your own movies. The only movie I want to see you in is ring camera footage of you having a stroke in your own home. And when I say having a stroke, I don't mean masturbating to one of your own Blu-ray commentaries. You are so enamored by the sound of your own voice, you probably would one of your own opinions if you could. And by I mean on its feet, obviously. I knew that you were a dingo.
Now, I'm just giving you a little bit, so I apologize for the language there. But let me go ahead and read you this remainder of this. So this was reported by Complex.com. Zachary Woods dubs Tarantino the Megyn Kelly of guys who look like a turtle after Paul Dano remarks. Now, Zachary Woods have dubbed, as I mentioned, as you recall, the Oscar-winning writer of Pulp Fiction and Django Unchained had some decidedly less than kind things to say about Dano during a recent appearance on Bret Easton Ellis podcast while laying out his picks of top films of the century. Now, while Tarantino expressed admiration for Paul Thomas Anderson's There Will Be Blood, ultimately naming it the fifth best of the century, he took outraged with Dano's performance in the film. He went so far as to call the widely acclaimed thespian the weakest male actor in SAG. Wow, Screen Actors Guild, that is, and I won't say that part. Among those other things, Woods, an alum of The Office and Silicon Valley, was among those quick to step up with some words to support Dano. In the initial video, the comedian joked that us very weird looking white boys have to stand up for each other. He also offered some criticism of Tarantino's style as a filmmaker, all while calling him a little the letter after an A and ends with the itch. I can't say it on air, but he criticized him big time, man. And it just shows that, I mean, there's beefs everywhere. There's beefs in every industry: music, film, politics, sports. There's beefs everywhere. Nor did I ever see this on my fortune here. I never thought I was gonna catch Zach Woods to criticize Tarantino as the Megyn Kelly of guys who look like a turtle. That is funny. That is hilarious right there. And also, I like Tarantino films. I mean, Pulp Fiction's good. Django was great. he's made other films at that, but I mean, and Tarantino has been in his is it called Red Dawn? I think he was in a film called Red Dawn too. But yes, he has acted in his films, just like it's almost like a music producer. Like how many of DJ Khaled songs he produces he featured in? Same with Diddy, and other artists. They always gonna say, "Hey, I wrote this one. I want to be featured in it." That's kind of like their calling card. So I just thought that was funny. I just thought that's all I got. Nothing really to shake up the world, but yeah, apparently a lot of folks don't care for Tarantino. Now, would this hurt his credibility from the consumers wanting to watch his films, because they're like, wow, if a dude can talk like that, he's probably he's probably a jerk in real life. I don't want to support a guy like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's all I gotta say. I don't know. Let's go ahead and move it on, my friends. I'm looking at my time. My time is limited. So I do want to I always love to share things that I have seen from D.L Hughley, one of my all-time favorite comedians and folks, an individual who I admire politically, because he's not ashamed, he's not shy to speak his mind. He recently had some words to say about Nicki Minaj, who has been seen as a supporter of Donald Trump, and she's been receiving criticism for supporting this individual. Recently, she had called out or started a feud with the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. Rappers doubles down on slamming governor's trans advocacy as he posts a diss track. Wow. So now you got her going toe-to-toe with the governor of California. Nicki Minaj has decided that Gavin Newsom is her new favorite sparring partner, although he doesn't appear quite as eager to engage with a full-on social media battle as she is. She has devoted more than 24 tweets on X in recent days to slamming the California governor. In response, thus far, has been limited to single message posting and a Megan Thee Stallion diss track originally directed at Minaj. Newsom did not actually call out or directly refer to Minaj, with his lone tweet having to do with her, but it was clear what it was in reference to. Recently, his personal account posted a message on X that simply consisted of an emoji of a face with the lips zipped up, suggesting he knew he was better off not speaking, but the 12-second video clip that accompanied the emoji spoke volumes. The footage was of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein set to a soundtrack of Megan Thee Stallion's Hiss, a 2024 song widely understood as a I don't even know what that word means, between Minaj and Megan. But let me go ahead and play this clip from D.L Hughley, what he had to say.
I mean, I can't tell people what to post or what to say, but Nicki Minaj damn sure needs to stay away from anything, posting anything about kids, trans or otherwise. She supports a dude that is on the Epstein list 1,000 times. She's actually married to a registered sex offender, a pedophile. She shouldn't be able to watch Jason Kidd or listen to Kid and Play or New Kids on the Block. Hell, she got to walk around the aisle with Cabbage Patch Kids on it. And she damn sure should stay away from Sour Patch Kids. And it ain't Governor Newsom Nicki needs to be worried about. It's Chris Hansen.
I mean, this is why D.L Hughley stays undefeated in my book. This is why he stays undefeated in my book. Because, yes, Nicki Minaj had called out the governor. She slams Governor Newsom for comments on trans kids. All right. This is reported by USA Today here, where it shows that he does not have the support of Nicki Minaj if he potentially runs for president in 2028. She sharply criticized Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom in response to Newsom recently expressing support for transgender children. Minaj wrote, "Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Not even a trans adult would run on that. normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Okay. So you already heard what D.L Hughley had to say. And thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. She says, let's see, it says here that Minaj slammed the governor as the cute boy who got everything handed to him because of how cute and sexy and hot and smoking he was, and suggested he will not be successful if he runs for president in the United States. Look, now, I've said this time and time again, I don't think Gavin Newsom would win if he ran for president of the United States. And I still stand with that. Is he a qualified, very intelligent and individual? Absolutely. But I don't think he could win a presidential race because of the let's see here. Because of the California baggage. Now, I'm reading here in the short amount of time that I have, Newsom's recent favorability soars as he opposes Trump. It has soared up 10% in his favorability rating. So if he enters into the presidential race, is making him more likely that he might have a strong chance of winning, especially amongst other Democrats for them nominating him. I just think if you are the leader of the most expensive state in the country, your homeless rate is insane, cost of living is insane, crime is insane. I don't see how folks could say, okay, this guy has a winning strategy. I see what he's doing in California. He is the man for us. I don't see it personally. I really don't. Now, could he work on someone's administration? Yeah. But him being the president, I'm not sure. Now, I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. Democrats love them some Gavin Newsom. He's been the only one that has been very vocal in clapping back at the president, where I see some, not all, but some Democrats really, there's a small handful that are clapping back like he is, but there's a large handful that's kind of like letting Trump just step all over them. And Newsom's not that guy. But I'll say it again. California baggage will be the reason that he does not succeed as or win a presidential race. America cares about two things: affordability and safety. Affordability and safety. Affordability, you're not going to get out of California. Safety, So who is that next person? Is it the governor of Illinois, Pritzker? Wait, but he's a billionaire. So are Democrats going to be happy to have a billionaire? Are the progressives going to lean towards that? We don't know, my friends. We don't know. But all I do know is that my time is up, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you for staying with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune into the show weeknights, available on all digital and streaming platforms. Peace and blessings. I will talk with y'all soon. I am out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.